Though in reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional error, I am nevertheless too sensible of my defects not to think it probable that I may have committed many errors. I shall also carry with me the hope that my country will view them with indulgence, and that after 45 years of my life dedicated to its service with an upright zeal, the faults of incompetent abilities will be consigned to oblivion, as I myself must soon be, to the mansions of rest. I anticipate with pleasing expectation the retreat, of which I promise myself to realize the sweet enjoyment of the partaking in the midst of my fellow citizens, the benign influence of good laws under a free government, the ever-favorite object of my heart, and a happy reward, as I trust, of our mutual gains, labors, and dangers. Words from a great leader, President George Washington, who did his part to fight for his own freedom. My time in PTHS has been anything but easy. I remember the first time I came to my dear school in 2016. I left the house timid to the core, but with a wide grin on my face. I knew that as much as I'll be stepping into a pool with sharks that will encircle me and possibly eat me, the taste of new waters will undoubtedly refresh me. I arrived at school with friends from my Sunnyside Primary School and other neighboring ones, and we jumped into the sea of red jerseys. In the basic workshop, we all stood in circles, and I followed the order given by a young woman, at the time my best friend Wayne Ndlovu and I liked to call Lieutenant Mbat, and stood at random. The first friend I had ever made in Pretoria Technical High School, as awkward as he was Lerato Madisha. My friend, I will always respect you and value you for your unwavering character and your genuine stature. Your domain shall be yours, for you never hesitate to claim it. I was told that here, everything from when I was in primary does not matter. And I realized that on the first week of school, when I was slapped on the head and when I turned around, all I saw was a heavy chest and a jacket that said, First Team 15. You! PTHS, I'm not your fad, but I feel that I owe you words I can only hope you will one day quote me on. A Bible verse, Matthew 10 verse 26. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Be so, tigers, that you do not blow your own horn, but if anyone tests you, show them that your strength is immeasurable. Have them underestimate you so you can embarrass them. Be the best, never better. One who is better forever aims to beat another. However, one who is the best tastes the juiciest fruits of victory over all nations. Treat everyone you meet as if they're your next president. Respect is paramount in all your roads and endeavors. Once you treat someone like dirt, be prepared to have them surpass you and reciprocate your attitude. And lastly, never fight unarmed. Whether it is a verbal jousting or a fist fight, one who is unarmed will always lose. Never debate without facts, and never fight without fists. I can only hope that since my first day here in PTHS, I have planted a seed in this lovely garden of ours. I pleasure myself to think that I have not attended a technical school. No, that would have been too simple. I'll go on to finish the first stage of the school of life. For in these walls, we have made our greatest friends, and quite unfortunately, maybe our greatest enemies. We have had our greatest successes, and we have experienced our greatest failures. We have all tasted the bitter and the sweet life has to offer. And every single achievement obtained in this school was never because our beloved PTHS was rich or privileged. It was because of our own resilience. Tigers never lose. From an academic, one closer to home than the venerated Virginian, the great masses who are our mother and father will not permit that the behavior of the few results in the description of our country and people as barbaric. Patient because history is on their side, these masses do not despair because today the weather is bad. Nor do they turn triumphalist when, tomorrow, the sun shines. Whatever the circumstances they have lived through, and because of that experience, they determined for themselves who they are and who they should be. Thabo Mbeki said it, but you enacted it, dear red jerseys. I had the pleasure of being led by the greatest leader I have ever followed. Lesego Thukwane, this is for you, babe. I found it in the depths of my heart to open my mouth and speak at competitions I could only dream of. I have traveled with brothers I never had. I have bonded with my debate team, Nempo, losing and losing again, but learning for the next time. I had plans that I could never enact. I am grateful that my first work has been released and the story I have to tell awaits you in the world. Crimson is on Amazon Kindle. And my greatest achievement, I finally got Mr. Hobler to say my name properly. It is in my heart to believe that my efforts in these 5 years shall have fellow students and teachers alike embellish the council I was blessed to lead in Jumanji, for their work that I can only wish was continued. I strive that wherever I go, I be remembered with deference, and this minute gesture is all I desire for all my failures, all my mistakes, and all that I have accomplished in my time here. This is 2020 RCL President Khanya Komako signing out. And when I go out there with my Matrics certificate, I will go and conquer the world. My only question to you is, baby, are you coming?